My name is Evelyn. I'm 69 years old, and for most of my life, I believed something that kept me exhausted. I thought if people misunderstood me, it was my responsibility to explain, to clarify, to justify, to make sure they saw me correctly. So I explained everything. Why I said something. Why I did something. Why I felt the way I felt. Even when nobody asked. Especially when nobody asked. And I thought that made me a good person, a fair person, an honest person. But one day, I realized something that changed everything. The more you explain yourself, the less people respect you. And I didn't understand why until I stopped. It happened in a small moment. Nothing dramatic, no argument, no shouting, just a conversation. I was speaking with my son. He said something that didn't sit right with me. Not wrong, but not true. At least, not my truth. And I felt it immediately, that familiar urge to explain, to correct him, to make sure he understood what I really meant. So I opened my mouth, ready to do what I had always done, explain everything, why I said it, what I meant, how he misunderstood me. But then, something strange happened. I stopped, right in the middle of it. And for the first time, I didn't explain. I just looked at him and said, "That's okay." He looked confused, almost uncomfortable, because something was missing. The explanation, the justification, the part where I usually make everything clear. But I didn't. And in that silence, I noticed something I had never seen before. He didn't argue. He didn't push back. He didn't question me. He just accepted it. And that's when I felt it. Not power, something quieter. Relief. That moment stayed with me, not because it was dramatic, but because it was different. For the first time, I didn't feel the need to be understood, and that scared me. Because I had built my entire life around being understood. Explaining myself wasn't just a habit, it was protection. If people understand you, they won't judge you. If they understand you, they won't leave. If they understand you, you're safe. That's what I believed. But that belief comes with a cost. Because when you explain yourself constantly, you send a message without realizing it. I need your approval. I need you to agree. I need you to see me the right way. And people feel that, even if you don't say it out loud. They feel the need behind your words, and something changes. They stop listening to what you're saying and start noticing why you're saying it. And the more you explain, the less weight your words carry. Because confidence doesn't explain itself. Truth doesn't defend itself. It just is. And that's when I realized something I had never seen before. I wasn't explaining to help others understand me. I was explaining because I didn't fully trust myself. At first, it felt uncomfortable, like I was doing something wrong, like I had skipped a step I was supposed to take. Because explaining had always been part of my identity, who I was, how I connected, how I kept peace. But slowly, something started to change. Not in others first, in me. I noticed I had more energy, more space in my mind, less tension in conversations, because I wasn't preparing to defend myself anymore. I would say what I meant and stop there. No extra words, no long explanations, no trying to fix how it landed. And something unexpected happened. People listened more, not less. They asked questions. They leaned in. Because when you stop explaining, your words become clearer, stronger, heavier. Not because you changed what you say, but because you removed the need behind it. And then I saw the bigger shift. The people who respected me stayed the same. The people who didn't became uncomfortable because they were used to having access to my explanations, to my justifications, to my need to be understood. And when that disappeared, so did their control. So here's what I learned. The day I stopped explaining myself was the day I finally felt free. Because all those years, I thought I was communicating, but I wasn't. I was managing how people saw me, adjusting, softening, correcting every misunderstanding before it even had time to exist. And in doing that, I lost something. Clarity, energy, respect. Because when you constantly explain yourself, you teach people something. That your words are not enough on their own. that your decisions need approval, that your truth is negotiable, and it isn't. Not if it's real, not if it's yours. Because real confidence doesn't explain. It states and stands. It says what it needs to say and lets silence do the rest. And here's the part no one tells you. You will be misunderstood. People will get it wrong. They will see you through their own lens. And that's okay, because their understanding is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to be clear with yourself, to know what you mean, to know what you feel, and to stand in it without needing permission. So let me ask you something. Where in your life are you still explaining yourself when you don't need to? Where are you adding extra words just to be understood? And what would happen if you stopped? Write it in the comments. Because the moment you stop explaining might be the moment you finally feel free.